Alright, against the odds time, taking the Dubious challenge in Modern, and, ugh. Alright, I guess we try this. We don't have any real payoff cards. Bloodstained Mire for our opponent, cracks it. Stomping Ground, ugh, Goblin Guide. Alright. Well, let's see what's on top of our deck. Glimmerpoint Stag. Well, Snow-Covered Forest and Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. I guess we can put up some quick blockers with Brooding Saurian and Glimmerpoint. Opponent gets in with Goblin Guide. Iona on top. Oh no. Alright. Down to 16. Ugh, Eidolon. Well, Noble Hierarch down to 14. Noble Hierarch down to 12. Marsh Flats, pass the turn. Problem is we're going to be at 8 and our opponent has 5 cards in hand. So I think we're just going to be a bit slow here. So our opponent's going to hit us for 4. Goblin Guide reveals a Grizzlebrand. Alright. Crack Marsh Flats. Get a Temple Garden. Tapped. Drop to 7. And I think we're just too slow here. Tarka's Command. You're going to drop us to 2. And we're dead to literal anything. Sacred Foundry. Untapped. Oh, we're dead to something right now. And Lava Spike. Wow. Alright. Well, our opponent had a fast draw. That was a turn 3 kill for our opponent, and our hand didn't really help. I guess we can bring in the other Iona. Try it like that. Iona's pretty good against this deck, I think. We have a Dubious challenge and a Fists of Suns, but I just don't know if we live long enough against this deck. With no mana dorks, I think we got a mulligan. We need a faster hand. This hand is much worse. Okay. We'll try this. Sylvan Caryatid is a card we can cast. No Covered Forest, go. So I guess there's some chance that we get to play something big off Fists of Suns. Sacred Foundry, untapped. And there's Goblin Guide. Opponent gets in, sees our Sylvan Caryatid. Down to 18. Well, Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath. Get a Plains and Sylvan Caryatid. Ship the turn. See what our opponent can do. I mean, I guess if we draw, like, land in the Emrakul, we could just win with Fists of Suns. Another Goblin Guide. We could also get a land off Goblin Guide. Goblin Guide does not give us a land. Birds of Paradise on top. Alright, so let's block a Goblin Guide. Riftbolt suspended. Well, I guess we Fists of Suns. Play Wooded Foothills. Pass the turn. So we need some combination of land and Emrakul, probably. Maybe Iona. Drop to 12. Opponent goes attacking. Swings with both. Goblin Guide reveals a Snow-Covered Forest and a Grizzlebrand. Oh, our colors of mana are off. Oh, no. We hit our second basic forest, the one land that doesn't allow us to cast our stuff. Now we're probably dead to burn spells. Well, let's draw Grizzlebrand, play Snow-Covered Forest, play Birds of Paradise, play Flicker Wisp, flicker Sylvan Caryatid. Hope that we don't just get burnt out, which is probably pretty unlikely. We can block the Goblin Guides, but I expect that like Boros Charm and Lightning Bolts kill us. Skullcrack to 5. So any 2 1-mana burn spells kills us. There's a mountain. Ugh. That land means a lot more things kill us. Searing Blaze our Flicker Wisp, down to 2. That land was a good draw for our opponent. Attacks with both. Goblin Guide reveals Windswept Heath and Glimmerpoint Stag. We got a block and block. And there's a Lava Spike. Oh, alright. Well, burn seems like a hard matchup. Alright, against the odds time, taking the Dubious challenge in Modern. And we'll keep this. This hand's actually pretty solid. Celestial Colonnade for our opponent. So, Stomping Grounds, untapped, and Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. No Dubious challenge, but we have our backup plan in Fists of Suns. Tap land for our opponent. Well, Mana Confluence, let's just Fists of Suns while our opponent's tapped down. Pass the turn. Scalding Tarn. Opponent cracks it. Gets a Steam Vents, untapped. Bolts our Hierarch. Come on, land. Flicker Wisp. Well, let's Sylvan Caryatid. Spell Snared. Alright, pass the turn. We really wanted to land there. Vendilion Click for our opponent. Targeting our opponent. Gets rid of a Snapcaster, plays a Plains. Land? Alright, there's a Windswept Heath. So, let's see. Let's cast Sylvan Caryatid, crack Windswept Heath, get a Forest, and cast Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. So we actually have the mana for Fists of Suns if none of our stuff dies. Opponent gets in for 3 and passes. We get a Breeding Pool. Let's play Breeding Pool tapped. Our opponent's just going to counter our Grizzlebrand, I think. Let's go with Flicker Wisp. Opponent does have Cryptic. Counters and bounces. Alright, pass the turn. Another land for our opponent. Gets in for 3. Well, let's Fists of Suns. Oh no. Another Cryptic. Alright, Mana Confluence. And I guess we just pass. I don't know if we can beat double Cryptic. Opponent gets in with Click. Puts us down to 5. Well, let's Fists of Suns. Pass the turn. We are in danger of just being dead, though. Snapcaster for Bolt, and... Alright, well, we'll see. I think we're dead. Bolts us down to 2. Alright, and pass our birds. Yeah, well, that was a lot of Cryptics. We get to bring in our Dispels, which are good. Go down, Iona, and a Fist of Suns. Try it like that. This hand just doesn't do anything. We got lands, though. Alright, we'll try it. I don't think we can just mulligan until we find Dubious Challenge. Let's just Hallowed Fountain, tapped, pass the turn. Island for our opponent, and passes. Well, Temple Garden, tapped, pass the turn. Unfortunately, we're never going to hardcast Emrakul. There's a Grizzlebrand. Well, Windswept Heath, crack it, get a Forest, and just Flicker Wisp, and blink our Forest. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks Flooded Strand, gets a Steam Vents tapped. There's Celestial Colonnade. Well, let's get in with Flicker Wisp, play Mana Confluence, and just Glimmer Point Stag. Blink our Forest. Pass the turn. I don't think the the 3-power beatdown plan is going to work. There's an Anger. Takes care of all of our creatures. Come on, Dubious. Alright, Birds of Paradise, Blood Crypt, tapped. Pass the turn. Sacred Foundry for our opponent, tapped. Wooded Foothills, pass the turn. I don't know if we can get more... I guess we can get black mana. Let's crack this. Get an Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Come on, Dubious. Ugh. We've run all lands. Marsh Flats, go. I don't think we can just try to cast Grizzlebrand. Our opponent's got to have a counter. Flooded Strand for our opponent. Well, crack Marsh Flats. Temple Garden, tapped. Well, now we'll try to cast it. We got 2 of them. I don't expect this to work, but we might as well try it. So, 8 mana, 4 black, cast a Grizzlebrand. Opponent cracks Flooded Strand. Is this a Cryptic? Alright. Counters our Grizzlebrand. Well, Stomping Grounds tapped. Pass the turn. Another land for our opponent. Crack Scalding Tarn. Hallowed Fountain tapped. Serum Visions for our opponent. I mean, we get to try to cast another Grizzlebrand. Well, let's try it. Grizzlebrand? Snapcaster for Cryptic. Oh, no! Oh, alright. Opponent counters. Pass the turn. Well, we get to try a Dubious Challenge next turn. Nahiri for our opponent. Takes it up. Plays a tap land. Gets in for 2 with Snapcaster. Ooh, 2 Dubious Challenge. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, Dubious Challenge number 1. We've used a lot of combo pieces, though, unfortunately. We're down 2 Blink Effects and 2 Grizzlebrands. Okay. Well, we'll take an Emrakul and a Flicker Wisp. Alright, is this going to be good enough? We got the Emrakul off the Dubious Challenge. After getting multiple Grizzlebrands countered. Alright, opponent gives us the Flicker Wisp, which is nice. So we get to take Emrakul. Opponent bolts the Flicker Wisp. That doesn't matter. I've never seen so much confusion over how Flicker Wisp works. Alright, pass the turn. I think we do not use the second Dubious Challenge here. Because what if our opponent has a Wrath? Yeah, we'll wait. So Flicker Wisp gives us back Emrakul. Alright, opponent. Can you beat an Emrakul? Takes up Nahiri. Serum Visions. Island. So another Cryptic could keep us from attacking and let our opponent get an Emrakul, which would be bad. Bolts are birds. Okay. Well, let's... I mean, I guess we attack. Really? Another Cryptic? Oh, just Colonnade? That's fine. Attack Nahiri. Opponent does a bunch of sacking. They still have Nahiri, though. So they chump. They're just trying to win with Nahiri. We play another Dubious challenge. Oh, thank God. All right. How do we do this? We could go Grizzlebrand? Grizzlebrand draw 7? Oh, I don't know what to do here. We legend rule our own Emrakul, get an untapped Emrakul, get annihilated, and have to win from there? Alright. I guess all we can do is Emrakul and Flicker Wisp. Alright, we gotta keep the untapped Emrakul. Our graveyard shuffles back in. Opponent tanking. Blinks Snapcaster. Gets back Snapcaster. Gets the bolt. Bolts our face. Down to 9. Ultimates Nahiri. Gets an Emrakul. Goes attacking. Dubious. Sack 6 lands. Block Emrakul. Wow. Well, apparently Emrakul is not good enough. Another land for our opponent. Cracks it. They just have another Nahiri. Hallowed Fountain. Tapped. Serum Visions. Yeah, we're just dead here, I think. Sylvan Carry added. And there's Spell Snare. Oh, well, we got the Dubious challenge, but we couldn't win because of it. Oh, my God. All right. Against the odds time, taking the Dubious challenge in Modern. Utopia Sprawl for our opponent. All right, Snow-Covered Forest and Birds of Paradise. So it looks like we're going to be set up for the turn 3 Dubious challenge. Spin the wheel. Hope that we have some luck. Opponent adds 2 mana. Overgrown Battlement. Ooh, they're ramping, aren't they? And passes. Flicker Wisp. All right, Temple Garden untapped. I really just want a Dubious challenge and see what happens. You don't play Dubious challenge so you can blink Utopia Sprawls off of lands. You play Dubious challenge so you can slam Dubious challenge and hope for the best. Oh, the walls. Opponent passes. It's and another one. All right, Dubious challenge. Come on. So let's tap our mana. Dubious challenge. What do we get? Oh dear. Well, that wasn't great. I guess we just take both of the flicker creatures. That actually kind of works. I mean, we didn't get anything big, but we are going to get 2 creatures out of it, and we're going to get rid of that Utopia Sprawl. So for for absolutely whiffing off our Dubious challenge, this was actually not a horrible... So our opponent gets Glimmer Point. So we're going to blink the Glimmer Point Stag. So I guess that's not bad. I mean, we got... They're going to blink each other. Technically, we got... we got 7 mana worth of creatures, and we get a lot of blink effects coming back at the end of our turn. And then we just get to Dubious challenge again. So Glimmer Point Stag comes back. Or no, Flicker Wisp comes back. We blink the Forest to get rid of the Utopia Sprawl. And then they actually lose it for the entire turn, too. Then Glimmer Point Stag comes back, and we... So our opponent's actually... Our opponent's actually down to 1 mana next turn. That was the best, worst Dubious challenge I think I've ever had. And we get to spin the wheel again next turn. Opponent gonna get back their stuff. Their battlement, gets back their forest. We draw a Grizzlebrand. Okay. I mean, we could go on the Fists of Suns plan, but like I said, if we're playing Dubious Challenge, we're casting Dubious Challenge. Aye. Do we have to just let this go? I think so. We don't have enough mana left over to blink. Alright, Dubious Challenge. That was not a good one. So now I guess we go on the Fists of Suns plan. Get in with our Flicker Wisp. Put our opponent down to 16. Plays a forest. They're probably going to play something huge at some point. And passes. We get a Birds. Well, let's play Birds of Paradise. Play Fists of Suns. We're doing this the old-fashioned way. Get in. with our Flicker Wisp. Actually, let's get in with Glimmer Point. If our opponent... Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, I was thinking we had double Exalted trigger. Well, this wasn't going to work anyway. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, dramatic. That entrance was dramatic. Oh, my God. There goes our Fists of Sun. And our Glimmer Point Stag. I guess that's what you call blowout. Opponent's going to block with Terastodon. We're down to 1 land. Luckily, we got a lot of mana dorks. We could use another Dubious challenge. Goes to combat. But we're going to triple block this Terastodon. Flicker Wisp, Elephant, and Elephant. Oh, dramatic. The old Dubious challenge. Dramatic entrance mirror. Well, I guess we just Glimmer Point. Not again. Seriously? Oh no! Summoning Trap! Oh, Archetype of Endurance. Gives everything hexproof. What's happening? What's happening to us? Oh my goodness. We got things in our hand that we're never going to cast. Another land for our opponent. Summoner's Pact. Gets a Polaka Worm. Oh no. Oh, Lord. Lord. Okay. We can't even kill Polaka Worm. Opponent gets in for 6. We have to take it. We really need a Dubious challenge. Oh, my God. Okay. Dubious challenge number 3. Give us some love this time. Oh, good Lord. These Dubious challenges have certainly been dubious. Sylvan Caryatid. And a Flicker Wisp. So... Blink Glimmer Point Stag. Pass the turn. Get back Glimmer Point. Get rid of a forest. Opponent's got to pay 4. They pay. Utopia Sprawl. Even more mana for our opponent. Opponent gets in with Polaka Worm. I guess we just have to take it. Not good. Down to 5. Opponent gets back their forest. We draw a Wooded Foothills. So, Flicker Wisp. Flicker our Glimmer Point Stag. Glimmer Point Stag. Flicker the forest with Utopia Sprawl. Pass the turn. Oh no. Another Summoner's Pact. Oh. Okay. Oh, Dubious challenge. Gets a Sylvan Primordial. Sure. Opponent has every 7-drop green creature ever printed. And an 8-drop. So we're going to kill one of our lands. Get a land of their own. So we're even farther away from this Griselbrand. Attacks. So we put everything in front of this Polaka Worm. Drop to 3. Well, we have some really bad luck. There's no way we should have gotten nothing off three Dubious challenges. Another Utopia Sprawl. I don't even know if we have anything we can draw here. Our opponent gets their forest back. Oh, that would have worked a turn ago. Now we have to double chump, though, and we're dead. All right. Oh, my goodness. Oh, we're getting out against the odds. Bring in Iona, because that seems to wreck our opponent's deck. Go down that thing. Try it like that. All right. Game 2. We get to play first. I don't think we can keep this. All of our combo pieces, no mana dorks. All right, we'll try this. I don't know if it works, but we'll try it. Flooded Strand. All right, so I guess we're on the Fists of Suns plan is our best bet. Noble Hierarch, go. So we're going to need one more land. Opponent has Utopia Sprawl and passes. So we Mystic Confluence, Fists of Suns, pass the turn. Next turn, we can Glimmer Point Stag the Utopia Sprawl land, which is somewhat helpful. Opponent has some ramp, Wall of Roots, and passes. Land? That's a land. Alright, so Hallowed Fountain, untapped. Man, we're damaging ourselves a lot. Blink the Forest with the Utopia Sprawl. Pass the turn! So I think we can make this work? Oh, if our Flooded Strand can't get us the right color of mana, I'm gonna cry. Noble Hierarch, Flooded Strand, crack Flooded Strand. Oh my god. Oh, it's not gonna work. Oh, we can't do it. That land doesn't work. Oh, the one fetch that. I swear we are cursed. Noble Hierarch. Attack with Glimmer Point Stag. Hit our opponent for 5. Oh. If these were Birds of Paradise or Sylvan Caryatids, or if that was, we have one Flooded Strand, and we had the one Flooded Strand instead of any other color of mana, and we're stuck without being able to Fists of Suns. Alright, let's get in with Glimmer Point. Sylvan Caryatid means we should be able to Grizzlebrand next turn. A little slower than we were hoping, but... Alright, cast Sylvan Caryatid. So we could draw an Emrakul, that would be awesome. Opponent has a Birds of Paradise, and passes. Fists of Suns. Well, let's get in with Glimmer Point. And... Grizzlebrand off Fists of Suns. So cast a Grizzlebrand off of Fists of Suns. Pass the turn. Oh, alright. Well, no Dubious, but we got there. Our opponent's draw was a bit too slow, so let's run it back. Alright, game 3 against Mono Green Big Stuff. Forest for our opponent. And passes. Ooh, well, there's Iona. I don't know if we can really ramp into Iona, though. Maybe? We got 6 mana. Pass the turn. Mountain for our opponent. And Overgrown Battlement. And passes. There's Stomping Grounds. Well, let's just Snow-Covered Forest, Sylvan Caryatid, Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. Come on, Dubious! Or Fists of Suns. Either one. We're actually not that far away from casting Grizzlebrand either. Passes. There's a Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp. Target our Snow-Covered Forest. Mana Confluence. Flicker Wisp. Target our Flicker Wisp. Pass the turn. So we get back our Snow-Covered Forest. Get back our Flicker Wisp. Flicker the Mountain, I think. And pass the turn. Another Forest for our opponent. And passes. Oh, goodness. We're a black mana short. Alright, get in with our Flicker Wisps. 4, 6. Stomping Grounds. Tapped. Pass the turn. So if we draw a fetch land for black mana, we get to just hardcast Grizzlebrand. Summoner's Pact for our opponent. Oh no, Hornet Queen. Alright, come on, black mana for Grizzlebrand. Or Dubious. Oh, it works! It works, it works! Okay, so we're just gonna cast this right now. Oh, just how we drew it up. Black, colorless. Cast a Grizzlebrand. Attack with our Flicker Wisps. And hopefully Grizzlebrand draws us into something. Oh, and our opponent's just dead! They gotta pay. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Well, it looks it looks like we're gonna get there. Oh. And our opponent scoops it up. So, well, that was a really awkward match. Hard casting Grizzlebrands is not the idea, but we'll take it. A win's a win when you're playing Dubious Challenge. Alright, against the odds time, taking the Dubious Challenge in Modern, and alright. So Forest, Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. No Dubious Challenge, so with this hand, we're pretty much hoping for something big with Fists of Suns, I think. Forest for our opponent. Ooh, Elves. Alright, Nettle Sentinel. Ooh, there's Dubious Challenge. So let's Temple Garden, untapped, and Fists of Suns. Pass the turn. And we got the Dubious Challenge. Potential for the turn 3 Emrakul. Cavern of Souls for our opponent. Gets in with Nettle Sentinel. Down to 16. But Dubious Challenge, come on, be good to us. If we get an Emrakul here, it's probably enough to win. Elvish Visionary. Alright, here it is. Oh, come on, Dubious Challenge. Oh my god. Opponent draws. Yup. We untap. Birds of Paradise, doesn't really matter. Overgrown Tomb, untap, down to 14. Dubious Challenge, come on. We really need something good here. Dubious Challenge, target our opponent. Come on, deck. We need good stuff in our top 10. Oh my god. No blink effect. Alright. This will be fun. Let's oh no blink effect. Alright. Grizzlebrands for everyone. I think this is fine because this lets us draw, and if we draw into an Emrakul, we can just Fists of Suns it. We can also use our blink effect to get rid of this Griselbrand eventually. And our opponent shouldn't be able to do too much here, because they don't have that much mana. Plays a forest, goes to combat, swings with everything. Well, let's block with our Griselbrand. We will also draw 7. Come on, Emrakul! We can't draw again, unfortunately. No Emrakul. So Griselbrand straight off. Opponent's at 20, we're at 11. Opponent has 13 cards. There's Heritage Druid. Our opponent has basically infinite mana now, so they're going to get to play everything. Another Nettle Sentinel. Oh, man, our Fists of Suns really betrayed us. They have literal infinite mana now, as long as they keep playing green creatures. They might be able to play so much stuff that even an Emrakul wouldn't do it. Archdruid. Archdruid. Our opponent's going to have a extremely lethal board. Dubious Elite. Down to 7 cards in hand. Elvish Champion. Pumps up the elves even more. Collected Company for our opponent. Elves likes having Griselbrand. Who would have thought? Taps everything. Eternal Witness to get back Collected Company. Well, our opponent's taking advantage of that Griselbrand draw. They must have drawn 100% solid action, because they played like 10 cards out of the 13 that were in their hand. Opponent passes. We do not get an Emrakul, and that's the game. Alright. Well, we had a chance. We didn't get it, but we had one. I think we got to bring in Paths, Iona, Elish Norn, go down Griselbrands, and a couple Sylvan Caryatids. Try it like that. Alright, we get to play first. I think we got to mulligan this. We got to be faster. Well, I guess we can try this. We get a Scry. No Dubious challenge. Emrakul to the bottom. We would like Mana Dorks. Breeding Pool, go. Gilleaf Palace for our opponent, untapped. And Llanowar Elves. Mana Dork? Blood Crypt. Well, Stomping Grounds, tapped. Pass the turn. Forest for our opponent. Nettle Sentinel. And Dubious Elite. So, opponent is going wide, and we don't have much going on. Opponent passes. Well, Windswept Teeth, crack it. Get a Plains. And cast our Fist of Suns. Still, we're 2 turns away, and then we're just Ionaing, and we're already going to be so far behind on board. And that's assuming nothing horrible happens this turn. No Lord is good. So opponent beats in for 5, down to 14. Looks like Collected Company in hand, maybe. Elvish Mystic, so no Collected Company. And passes. We get a Path to Exile, so Blood Crypt, tapped. Pass the turn. Ay, so close! Alright, opponent goes to combat, swings with everything, except a Llanowar. Why are they not attacking with that? Well, let's kill Nettle Sentinel. Take 4. Alright, down to 10. Opponent passes. Oh, no! Alright. Oh, we needed a land there, and we could have Iona'd, and that might have actually been enough. But we'll just play another Fist of Suns. Pass the turn. That was close to working. That was so close. But Iona's going to be too slow now, I think. Gets in 4-4. Still leaving back that Llanowar. So down to 6. Nettle Sentinel. And passes. Well, there's Snow-Covered Forest. Can this keep us alive? If our opponent can't play anything in response, I think the answer is yes. So we'll see. Oh, my goodness. Come on. No Collected Company. 1 time. 1 of each color. We'll cast using Fist of Suns. Oh, come on, nothing. No Court of Calling. Oh my goodness. All right, we will set it on green. This still might not be enough. We need something else. Our opponent can't cast things, but we're still dead in 2 turns. Opponent swings with everything. We need a Griselbrand or an Emrakul off the top. Dubious challenge might also do it because or Elish Norn. So we drop to 1. Oh, we're going to be a creature short. Windswept Teeth. No! So close! But then we still lose by 1. Oh. All right. Oh, Dubious. Oh, my God. All right. Against the odds time. Taking the Dubious challenge in Modern. And none of our good pieces, but we got Flicker Wisp. We're never going to hardcast Emrakul. What it fails for our opponent? Cracks it. Stomping Grounds, untapped. And looks like we're up against Dredge. Yeah. Well, Windswept Heath, go. I don't know if we can actually beat Dredge. Not main deck, at least. Opponent mills themselves, gets a Narcomoeba, and a prized him. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that's the Nut Shriekhorn right there. You end up with 4 power. Oh my god. Really? Okay. Plays a mountain, goes to combat, gets in with both, puts us down to 16. Loams back a couple lands. Well, crack Windswept Heath, get a Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Well, there's Dubious challenge. I guess that gives us some outside chance of winning if we can hit an Emrakul or something. Sylvan Carry added, and pass the turn. Opponent mills themselves, gets a Golgari Grave Troll, or a Golgari Thug. Dredge's Thug, double Narcomoeba, but no prized amalgams at least. Goes to combat, gets in with both, puts us down to 11. Is Emrakul even going to be good enough? Bloodstained Mire cracks it, gets a Blood Crypt, tapped, loams back a couple of lands, and passes. Well, Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath, get a Forest, and spin the wheel on Dubious challenge. Can we get lucky? Oh, what makes us win here? Well, we get a Grizzlebrand and a Glimmerpoint Stag. Okay. Maybe this is enough? Well, we'll see. We get a Grizzlebrand, so the Dubious challenge is accepted. Opponent's trying to figure out how it works. Takes Glimmerpoint. Okay. I would think they'd take Grizzlebrand, but... So they blink Grizzlebrand. We get back Grizzlebrand. And, well, can our opponent kill us through, through a Grizzlebrand? Opponent dredges Loam. They can't really attack because unless they kill Grizzlebrand, because we gain 7 and take 6, so we actually come out ahead of life. Faithless Looting. Dredges. Okay. They have 2 more prized amalgams to get back. There's a land. Triggers Bloodghast. Triggers the prized amalgams. Goes to combat. No attacks. Oh. They did not get back the Bloodghast? I guess they want to do it at instant speed. So I think what we got to do is attack with Grizzlebrand. Opponent blocks with Narcomoeba. We go up to 17. And then Flicker Wisp. Blink Grizzlebrand so we have it back on defense. Basically super janky vigilance. So pass the turn. Alright, now our opponent's going to get back their stuff. We're up to 17 though. So here comes Bloodghast. Here comes 2 prized amalgams. But now we have an additional blocker and a Grizzlebrand. Maybe this is actually going to work. Alright, pass the turn. And we can keep doing that because we have a whole bunch of Flicker Wisp. Opponent dredges. Hits some Conflagrates. Conflagrate lets him kill Grizzlebrand. So that's probably how we die. Loam back land, so now they can just Conflagrate X a million. Oh, not good enough. Alright. Well, our opponent had their absolute best possible draw with 4 random power on turn 1. And only just barely won. Go down Iona, go up Rest in Peace, go up Elish Norn, go down a couple Caryatids and a Fist of Suns, try it like that. Alright, we're on the play, and I think we mulligan. This hand just doesn't do anything. I guess this hand does slightly less nothing. I think we gotta put it to the bottom. We're gonna have to shuffle it away anyway. Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath, get a Forest, and Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. Bloodstained Mire for our opponent. Cracks it. Stomping Grounds. Untapped. And there's the Shriekhorn. Opponent passes. No land, but we get a Sylvan Caryatid. Pass the turn. Opponent gets a Life from the Loam and another Shriekhorn milled. Mills with Shriekhorn. Hits 2 lands. Loam's Life from the Loam. Gets a Narcomoeba. And Faithless Looting. Oh dear. Prized Amalgam, Bloodghast, double Narcomoebas, and this looks to be the end. Gets back 8 power-ish. And double Bloodghast. Yeah, I don't think we can win from here. Here comes a million prized amalgams. Now Rest in Peace doesn't even save us. We're taking just a ton of damage. Alright, Mana Confluence. I guess we can Flicker Wisp. Not that it really does much. I think our only even somewhat realistic out, and that's not even a good one, is to Dubious into Elishnorn. Opponent swings with everything. I mean, we'll just take it. Down to 5. Elishnorn or bust, which means Dubious, challenge or bust. Life from the Loam gets back some lands. Opponent even has Conflagrate, so I think we're dead next turn no matter what. Insolent Neonate, and that does it. Alright. Alright, against the odds time, taking the Dubious challenge in Modern, and this hand is not going to work. Well, we have a Dubious challenge, but we can just never cast it? Oh, I think we got to go to 5. Well, I mean, we got a Dubious challenge again. I guess we can keep birds. It's sort of like a land. Temple Garden, tapped, pass the turn. Citadel for our opponent, so Affinity, Signal Pest, Springleaf Drum, and passes. Well, we play a birds, and pass the turn. Alright. Well, maybe we draw land. There's Spellskite, and another Signal Pest. Alright, well, Sylvan Carry added. If we draw a land next turn, we get to Dubious challenge. So pass the turn. Master of Ethereum pumps up the team. Well, we're going to need to draw this land pretty much now. We're just going to die to our opponent's board. Down to 13. Land? Ugh, Dubious challenge. Yeah, I think we're dead. Sylvan Carry added. Because now we have to chump with a carry added, and we're still taking like 7 at least. Vault Scourge for our opponent. Pumps up Master of Ethereum even more. Activates Ink Moth. Alright, yeah, let's scoop it up. Well, we can bring in Elishnorn, we can bring in our Stony Silences. Go down a Fist of Suns, that thing, a Sylvan Carry added, try it like that. Well, we might actually get to cast a Dubious challenge this game. Challenge 1 of Dubious challenge, actually casting it. Alright, so we get to Snow-Covered Forest and Birds of Paradise. Blinkmoth Nexus, Ornithopter, and Springleaf Drum. Taps. Oh, man. So there goes our birds, which might mean we don't actually get to cast a Dubious challenge. Ugh. So tap land, go. I mean, I guess our opponent's clock isn't that fast, so they could still not kill us. Vault Scourge for our opponent. Memnite. And passes. We draw Grizzlebrand. Would have been better in our deck, but pass the turn. So it looks like we are going to get to cast a Dubious challenge. Glimmer Void for our opponent. Activates Blinkmoth. Gets in for 3. So down to 17. Well, we got a chance. We get to spin the wheel. Let's see what happens when we cast a Dubious challenge. All right, Dubious challenge is cast. Come on, top 10 cards of our deck. Opponent reading Dubious challenge. Oh, all right. We hit all the nuts. So we get an Emrakul and well, let's take a Flicker Wisp. Emrakul and Flicker Wisp. That's... Are we actually going to beat Affinity? With this slow turn 4 hand? Opponent trying to figure out how Dubious challenge works. So basically, if they take Flicker Wisp, they should just take Flicker Wisp. They take Flicker Wisp, they keep the Flicker Wisp, we get an Emrakul. If they do it the other way, we get Flicker Wisp and Emrakul. But either way, I don't think they can beat an Emrakul here. I think it's actually going to be good enough. Alright, our opponent takes the Flicker Wisp, which is the right choice. Trying to decide what to do with the Flicker Wisp. Doesn't really make a difference, I don't think. Blinks the Emrakul, sure. So we just pass the turn. No. Alright. Opponent... Huh? So, opponent tried to... Wow, we have the rare punt into bug combo. Our opponent tried to dispatch the Flicker Wisp, thinking that would keep the Emrakul from coming back. That doesn't work. It still returns. But then Dispatch was bugged, and it just tapped the Flicker Wisp. So... Oh, the punt bug combo. Alright, I guess we just run that. Ooh, Ancient Grudge. I guess we should play Ancient Grudge too. I should have done that last game. We'll go down to Sylvan Caryatid, go down this Iona, try it like that. Oh, our poor opponent. Okay. I mean, this is actually pretty good. We get birds into Hierarch into maybe Dubious Challenge for something good. Ink Moth for our opponent and Memnite. And passes. No, Breeding Pool, untapped. And Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. Oh, we'll have to see if Dubious Challenge. You never know what's going to happen when you cast it. There's a mountain. And Whip Flare. Alright. That does slow us down a bit. We do have double Hierarch, though. If they have another Whip Flare, that would be catastrophic. So, down to 17. Let's just Mana Confluence. Noble Hierarch. Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. Oh, come on. No Whip Flare. We can survive a Bolt effect. Mox Opal for our opponent. And an Ink Moth. And a Blood Moon. Okay. Well, luckily we have Noble Hierarchs. That means we get to Dubious Challenge. No attacks. Alright. Spin the wheel on Dubious Challenge. Give us something good, deck. Emrakul and Flicker Wisp. That'll do, deck. Oh, I'm sorry, Affinity. You had the Whip Flare and the Blood Moon, and we still... we did, and our opponent scoops it up. We turn 3 Emrakul through Whip Flare and Blood Moon. Maybe this deck is just, like, absurd. Sweet. So, what did we learn this week about Dubious Challenge in Modern? And it was pretty dubious. We won 2 out of our 6 matches, good for 33.33333%, which is a bit of below average for an against the odds deck. And we also won 4 out of 14 games, which puts us at about 28.6%. So, not great. And I will say the bigger, more depressing part of all this is even with 9 enablers and 9 payoff cards, so we got 9 cards that allow us to basically get an Emrakul or a Grizzlebrand off of a Dubious Challenge. Then we have 9 Grizzlebrands, Ionas, Emrakuls. Even with that many, we still were only like 50% to hit off Dubious Challenge. By my count, we cast 8 Dubious Challenges over the course of all of our games, and half of them were hits. We had 4 of them where we ended up with our Emrakul or our Grizzlebrand, just the way we drew it up. The best example of this was our last game against Affinity, where we just turn 3 or turn 4 them 2 games in a row by getting our Emrakul off of a Dubious Challenge. So that's the good side. The bad side is the other half of the time we just completely whiffed. In the whiff category, I'm counting like when we each got a Grizzlebrand and then lost to Elves because they drew a million cards. When we literally couldn't do anything with Dubious Challenge, we just spent 4 mana, looked at like Birds of Paradise, Grizzlebrand, Emrakul, and we're like, okay, I guess we can't choose any cards because our opponent gets an Emrakul and just kills us. So even with a very high percentage of hits in our deck, by the numbers, with this many in our deck, we should hit an Enabler about 82% of the time, also 82% to hit a payoff card. We still whiff like half the time, so maybe we're unlucky, maybe, I don't know. And it's kind of like the Aetherflux Marvel deck in Standard, where part of the problem is when we draw our Flicker Wisps and our Brooding Surians, and when we draw our Grizzlebrands and our Emrakuls, every time we draw one of those cards off the top, it weakens our Dubious Challenges, and having Fist of Suns as a backup is a fine plan, and it seems good in theory, and we did occasionally get to cast a big thing off of Fist of Suns, but a lot of times it was just too slow, and that's the scariest part of this whole thing, is there's definitely games where we could turn 3 Emrakul, and it just wouldn't be enough. Like, we played Dredge, and Dredge, on turn 1, they had 4 power on one game and just killed us. Then on turn 2, the next game, they had, like, I don't even know, 15 power or something. There was just, what are we supposed to do? Even with our nuttiest nut draw, where we get a turn 3 Emrakul, which is the most powerful thing our deck can do, and then of course we have to untap with it because it doesn't have haste, etc. But even with our best draws, we're just not fast enough in some matchups in Modern, which is kind of scary. So I think overall, Dubious challenge, it was accepted, and we did do what we were trying to do, but it's still pretty dubious and not quite up to par with where you want to be in Modern, not just because it's inconsistent, but because even when it works, it isn't necessarily good enough. So anyway, that's been our Against Odds for this week. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the videos, and I will talk to you soon.